Have you ever known someone who seems to operate on a different frequency when it comes to love? They aren't bitter or lonely, but they possess a quiet confidence, a sense of peace that doesn't seem to depend on having a partner. Maybe it's a friend, a family member, or perhaps, if you're being honest, that person is starting to feel a lot like you. You felt that growing exhaustion from the dating apps, the endless small talk, and the pressure to find the one. And a quiet voice inside has started to wonder, what if I just stopped? What if stepping back from the chase isn't about giving up on love, but about finding something far more valuable? This isn't a sign of failure. It's the beginning of a profound psychological shift. So, what is the psychology behind this powerful choice to stop chasing love? In a world that tells us a romantic partner is the ultimate prize, choosing to walk away from the race can seem radical. The immediate assumption is that something must be wrong, that it's a choice born from bitterness or past hurt. But we're here to explore a different, more empowering truth. This decision is often a hallmark of high emotional intelligence and profound self-respect. This isn't about closing your heart. It's about making your happiness the one thing you never outsource. Throughout this video, we'll dissect the psychology, navigate the social pressures, and even distinguish this healthy mindset from fear-based avoidance. And stick around, because near the end, I'll give you 3 concrete steps you can take to cultivate this exact mindset for yourself. This is about understanding the wisdom that comes when you finally stop chasing. So, what is the core psychological engine driving this shift? It often comes down to a concept from developmental psychology called emotional differentiation. Simply put, differentiation is the ability to maintain a strong, stable sense of self, regardless of what's happening around you or who is beside you. It's the difference between being a planet that needs to orbit a sun for light and warmth and becoming your own sun. People with low differentiation often merge their identity with their partners, their happiness rising and falling with the state of the relationship. Their sense of worth is outsourced, constantly seeking external validation to feel complete. But as someone develops higher emotional differentiation, they start to pull that validation inward. They realize their value, their joy, and their purpose are internally generated. Consider the story of a graphic designer named Alex. For years, Alex's creative confidence was tied to his partner's praise. He'd wait for "that's amazing" before he could feel proud of his work. After a period of being single, he started a passion project, a complex digital painting, just for himself. He poured weeks into it, lost in the flow of creation. When he finished, he stepped back and felt a profound sense of pride that was entirely his own. It was a lightning bolt realization. He didn't need someone else to approve of his joy. That is emotional differentiation in action. It's the moment you stop looking for a partner to complete your world because you're too busy building a complete world for yourself. The chase for love stops not because you've given up, but because your own life has become the main event. This internal stability becomes the foundation for a life that is rich and fulfilling, with or without a +1. It's a deeply peaceful way to exist, but it doesn't always look peaceful from the outside. Now, let's talk about the outside world, because not everyone will understand this choice. As soon as you step off the conventional path, you'll start hearing the questions. From well-meaning family, you'll get the "Are you okay?" or "Don't you worry about being alone?" From your coupled-up friends, you might hear, "You're just being too picky." These questions can feel like tiny cuts, making you doubt a decision that felt so right and peaceful internally. But here is a critical reframe that can change everything. Those questions are almost never about you. They are a reflection of the other person's own anxieties, their own beliefs, and the societal rulebook they've been given. When someone asks if you're lonely, they are often unconsciously asking, would I be lonely in your position? Their questions aren't a reflection of your life, but a reflection of their rulebook. You don't have to play by it. You don't need to defend your peace. A simple, calm response like, I'm really happy right now and focusing on other things, is a full answer. It sets a boundary without creating a conflict. Understanding this turns their intrusive questions from an attack into just noise. It allows you to preserve your energy for what truly matters, living the life you've so carefully built. This confidence in your own path is a superpower. But we need to be honest here, because with great power comes the need for great self-awareness. There's a crucial difference between choosing solitude from a place of wisdom and hiding in it because of a wound. This distinction is everything. A choice made from wisdom feels like expansion. It's about filling your life with so much joy, purpose, and connection that a partner becomes a wonderful addition, not a desperate necessity. It feels peaceful, freeing, and fundamentally positive. An action taken from a wound feels like contraction. It's about avoiding connection because you fear being hurt again. It's often characterized by bitterness, generalized distrust, and a sense of fear or anxiety around intimacy. So I want you to ask yourself this, honestly, are you building a home or are you building a fortress? A wound makes you build walls to keep people out. Wisdom makes you build a home so comfortable you only want to let the right people in. Someone operating from a wound might avoid all social gatherings and flinch at the thought of a first date. Someone operating from wisdom might still go on dates, but they do so with curiosity rather than expectation, knowing their happiness doesn't hinge on the outcome. They are open to connection, but not attached to the outcome. If you recognize that you might be operating from a wound, that's not a failure. It's an incredible opportunity for healing and growth. It's the first step toward turning that fortress into a home. Now this is where it gets interesting. When you fully embrace this mindset, a strange and wonderful paradox emerges. The very act of not needing love makes you incredibly magnetic. Desperation has a distinct energy, a frantic pulling that tends to push people away. But genuine self-sufficiency has its own powerful gravity. People with a strong center of gravity, who are content in their own world, are fascinating. They don't need you to entertain them, to fix them, or to complete them. They simply invite you to share in the world they've already built. It's the difference between a tugboat and a lighthouse. A tugboat frantically chases ships, burning fuel to pull them into the harbor. A lighthouse doesn't chase anything. It just stands, shines its light, and serves as a beacon. Ships are naturally drawn to its stability and light, navigating by its presence. When you stop chasing, you become the lighthouse. This leads to the healthiest foundation for any relationship, built on the principle of being wanted, not needed. A relationship entered from this state isn't about filling a void. It's about two whole people choosing to share their light. The goal is to want a partner to share your world with, not need one to create it for you. That is the ultimate paradox and the ultimate reward of this entire journey. So how do we put this into practice and start building that lighthouse? Here are 3 tangible ways you can start choosing yourself today.
First, conduct a joy audit.
Actively schedule and cherish activities that you love doing alone, whether it's hiking, visiting a museum, or just enjoying a coffee with a good book. This trains your brain to associate joy and fulfillment with your own company.
Second, practice the validation shift.
When you accomplish something, pause and be the first person to congratulate yourself before you seek praise from others. Become your own primary source of approval.
Third, create a requirement versus preference list.
Instead of a vague list of dream partner traits, get clear on your absolute non-negotiable requirements like mutual respect or emotional availability versus preferences like enjoys sci-fi movies. This clarity stops you from chasing appealing preferences and helps you hold out for essential requirements. If you resonate with building a life based on emotional intelligence and self-respect, consider subscribing.
We explore these kinds of topics every week, and we'd love to have you on this journey with us.
Today, we've journeyed from questioning the need to chase love to understanding the deep psychology behind that choice. We've seen that it's rooted in emotional differentiation, the ability to be your own sun. We've learned how to handle social pressure, not by defending ourselves, but by understanding others. Crucially, we've learned to distinguish the wisdom of building a home for ourselves from the wound of building a fortress against the world. So, what is the psychology of people who stop chasing love? It is the profound, life-altering understanding that you are already whole.
It's the discovery that your own life can be the greatest love story you'll ever know.
Stepping back from the chase isn't quitting the race. It's realizing you were the destination all along. Thank you for sharing your time and introspection with me today. If this video offered you a moment of clarity or validation, please consider subscribing to join our community. Until then, be kind to yourself.